5 what? 5 lines?
No, pages.
What about you?
I don't know.
And I take it the rest of you haven't read it.
Yes.
5 chapters? 5 chapters? Are you recording now?
Yeah.
Okay. 5 chapters and you were bored.
Yeah, and I thought of you randomly, so I
Okay, why don't you come over here and tell us? As a matter of fact, what I want you to do is just bring the book with you.
I don't have my book.
Okay, now if you bring the book, if you take the book, where is your book?
I do not have my book.
Now if he, okay, he's going to give you his book. And then can you stand up there and look in your book and tell us about what you read?
Alright.
You know something? That book should be part of your life, part of your blood and everything and flesh. If you really want to be the messengers of the messenger, or as a matter of fact, if you just want to be just a mediocre Muslim, you have to know that book. Did you agree with me?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, give him extra 5 points, man.
Alright, basically the first 10 pages that I read were just talking about a brief overview of Islam in the different areas of the world. Also, like a brief overview of Islam before Prophet Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam.
Islam before Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi
Yeah, Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi
Wasallam? Islam before Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam?
Oh, well,
Like
it was Islam, the organized Islam before Prophet.
It was what? Underground Islam?
Well,
Yes, it's black market Islam.
Is what?
It's black market Islam.
Black market Islam. Okay, we're listening.
and then it gives a brief overview of certain topics, such as Christianity at the time.
Okay.
A brief overview of the history of like the 6th century, Iran, northwestern Europe and stuff.
Okay.
Just brief history. That's about it. And yeah.
I think if you stand over there, it would be better to, so you can get a picture of him.
He doesn't want his face on camera. He doesn't want his mask.
We'll mask his face after. Yeah.
We'll put a smiley face on it.
No, funny face. You know.
Funny face.
Okay.
That's basically it.
That's basically it. Okay, Jazakallah khair. Jazakallah khair. Okay? You can bring the book and go through the book, whatever you read.
It's coming. I'm looking for an outlet.
So, I was bored and I thought it'd be randomly, so I took the book and I read, right? And so the first chapter is just about like all the religions, Christianity, the Jews, Iran, just talking about the idols and stuff, and then it goes on to the second chapter.
Can we stop saying idols and stuff? Because if you're really going to make a good speech and you're going to make a presentation, this stuff business and what you call it and what have you should stop. Okay?
And the second chapter is just first Islamic.
Can you do us a favor too? While you're reading, just say what the title of the chapter is. So people at least, maybe it will trigger something in their mind.
So the second chapter was the advent of the Prophet, and it was talking about the first Muslims that were in Arabia. And it goes on with talking about the death and the divine call, and the remarkable revolution of history and faith, and I don't know, it's just the knowledges and everything that people go to, like the prophets and the true knowledge of God's existence and attributes and actions. So it's like everything that like we learn like in Islamic school just put in a book practically, and I don't know, so.
Those are what you did?
Yeah. Like,
Okay, mashallah, jazakallah khair. Jazakallah khair. Who else want to talk about it? People from Pakistan originally, raise your hand. Keep your hand up. Keep your hand up. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Are you tired of just raising your hand? Are you so lazy to raise your hand? I can't believe it. She can't even. Okay. Put your hand down. Now, what's going on in Pakistan?
Chaos.
Chaos.
No. What's
Chaos.
you're gonna get it. I know your intention is good, but your performance is wrong. I don't even say shh. Because ish is for what? It's not for human beings. As far as okay, go ahead.
Venus Jupiter was assassinated, and her son is taking up
The 19-year-old, right?
19-year-old is taking up the Pakistan.
Those are the facts. What's your take on what's going on?
My take on it is that I believe that that the government wasn't so much involved, but the actual system of her husband, I think, because right now he's in charge of the Pakistan's People Party, and I don't think that the way that the Pakistan's People Party is supposed to represent democracy is treating it like a monarchy. The mother dies, so the son takes over, and before the mother, her father died, so she took over. It's not really like they're kind of being hypocritical almost.
Go ahead.
I kind of agree with what he said. Like, there's a lot of conspiracies going on, whether it was...
Can you raise your voice up?
Okay.
Because I get old and my hearing. Nothing wrong with your voice, it's just my hearing.
Okay, I kind of agree with what he said about how, like, I basically also think that it was his husband that had it done. First of all, I don't like him. I don't like his mustache. But, like, it's
That's the
just
excuse.
really weird.
It's a
Like,
very, very, very serious excuse, man.
no, but I just... But,
What
like,
kind of mustache would you like, if I may? Your
Hitler.
microphone is on you. Okay, just kidding.
Curly one.
No, Hitler mustache.
Okay.
oh,
Guys.
Pingo.
I think his son is like he's so young, like he's really smart. He's like in law school at Oxford.
19 years old and he's in law school?
That's called legacy.
He's freshman at Oxford. He's a freshman.
Oxford?
Oxford, yeah. He's
And
freshman.
so I was gonna run the party from Oxford.
I had no idea, but he's a freshman.
Once he leaves Oxford, he's supposed to come back to Pakistan and lead the group.
Except he doesn't know Urdu.
She's talking.
I think he's like smart and everything, and like he's a good speaker, just like his mom. But I think that he needs more experience. Like if he's lived in Dubai so much, like for such a long time, he doesn't know like what it's like to be like a full-time Pakistani.
Can we focus, instead on the person, can we focus on the bigger picture?
Oh, and that's actually where I was getting.
Oh,
And I
mashallah.
think everything how Pakistanis in general, how they're reacting to it, it's like it's so sad. It's a complete state of ignorance. Like I have my great uncle. He lives in like London, but he goes back and forth. And like the day that she passed, or the day that she was assassinated, he was supposed to go back, and
Okay.
like he had to spend the night, like, and because people were like throwing rocks at cars and blowing up cars, and it's just like this whole state of mayhem, and it's sad. And like when Princess Diana died, it's basically almost the same thing, only she's like the Pakistani Princess Diana or whatever. But like, you know what, that when she died, no one reacted this way. You know, there were tears, there were candles, that's how they reacted. But like, you know, everyone in Pakistan is getting so emotional that they're like hurting other people. And I just think that's such a wrong way to deal with it. It's showing the world that we're ignorant people and this is how we react.
Now, anybody have watched Pakistani media? Like Pakistani TV? You did?
No, I'm Indian.
Okay, did you watch Pakistani TV? Because here's what's happening. I don't know if you guys, I'm going to give you a hint. Hariri in Lebanon? Does it make any,
Yeah.
ring any bell to you guys?
Yeah, he got assassinated by, they said there's a Syrian government, right?
But what happened is they have created a chaos
Yeah.
in Lebanon. And I'm convinced that the CIA did that with the Mossad to destabilize Lebanon. And if you read the news before that happened, they tried to make out of Benazir Bhutto as a hero for democracy. And he just said, it's a monarchy. It's not a democracy by any means. So who has been promoting her, most probably is the one who really got rid of her. Okay, you take it from there.
Well, the day that she was assassinated, we were on a road trip, and the whole 8 hours my dad listened to NPR, and I honestly got a butt headache, like, because it was kind of
He
like,
was bored too?
no, it was like glorifying her.
I know.
Like I heard this one man was like, she was like a Greek hero because she was the democratic wind in like a land of unknown. And I have utmost respect for her being a female.
For what?
Being a female and having her voice.
You're very racist, aren't you?
What?
That's sexist. That, racist is.
I thought that feminist is a race.
Oh. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Wait, it's not?
Good one.
Oh, no, okay. What did NPR was doing is glorifying her.
Yeah, and
But anyone who knows, just as soon as putting her son in charge, and she was in charge after her father, and she had really no qualifications to be in that place in the first place. There's no democracy whatsoever.
yeah, no, it's just a case of legacy again. But I mean, she had like very liberal ideas, but unfortunately her ideals were way too advanced for where Pakistan was, and it kind of reminds me of Indira Gandhi. And
What do you mean advanced? What kind of ideas she had?
Well, her ideals, like I remember there's this one interview, and she said about the madarsa, she's like, some of them are like breeding grounds for.
I'm going to go and destroy them.
Yeah.
Does she want to just destroy Afghanistan and destroy the northern territories and destroy everything? This is democracy?
No.
You want to take it from there, brother? I give you the hint about Lebanon and Pakistan. Because you know one of the things that the government has said, we can take care of finding out who killed her. We don't need an outside help.
Well, they called in Scotland Yard.
Who?
Scotland Yard.
Who did?
The Pakistani government brought in Scotland Yard for investigation team
Oh,
a couple
man.
days
Say
ago.
bring in the Scotland Yard.
No, but
You know,
this is-
no. This is really just to show you guys, how defeated ourselves by ourselves. We are defeating ourselves. We are self-destructive people because we don't think we can do anything. We want to go Scotland Yard and we reach out to all the superpowers to do things. While there is a super duper power that we haven't tapped on. What's this super duper power?
Iran.
Allah.
Edit that out.
Keep
I'm just gonna cut that section out and put it on YouTube. What's this super duper power?
Okay. Now, we want to get somebody from that corner to talk about the subject.
Oh, jeez. I'm just gonna see.
Throw the camera.
That corner?
Yeah. Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead. Any one of you. I'll start with you. Because I know you're ignoring me. You're looking the other side. I'm not lowering your gaze. You're just ignoring me.
Well, I think it's sad because, you know, they say that Al-Qaeda is behind it. It's just like Muslims killing us. You know?
But do you think Al-Qaeda did it?
I don't think so. I really don't think so.
You don't
I
think
don't
so?
know.
Osama bin
Okay.
It just goes back to like everything, like we're already getting like a bad name, and then after the whole entire, like we're nowadays like terrorists kind of people.
Who?
9/11, Muslims in general. And shit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's also a sign of the Day of
Oh,
Judgment.
no, she's talking now. You already had your chance.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, it's just like after like Benazir like died and everything, there's like the whole.
And everything.
entire,
And
like,
we have to
drama.
cut this and everything.
Okay.
The stuff and everything and okay.
Well, it is everything because I'm gonna.
And what is everything? Tell us what's everything instead of giving us generic stuff.
Is it because of the hangama that's going on?
The what? You want to get that clear on the camera. Just everybody quiet. The what?
The hangama?
Hangama? What's hangama?
Chaos.
What's the word?
It's a mess.
Hangama. This is a hangama. Okay, go ahead.
People and like the blowing up cars and stuff, and like the whole, I don't know, it's just like you see like on the news and like what's going on, and it's just like you see all these Muslim people just like giving out like their anger or whatever is going on in like their bodies, whatever the emotions that they're having and the way that they interpret it is by like violent acts and stuff, and you can see like what's going on. Like there's already like people talking crap about Muslims, and then on top of that, there's
Excuse
like
me.
I'm sorry.
Well, she's
I
right.
just really don't. I really don't
Okay.
like the whole entire beating of and stuff. Like I have like these talks with my dad too, and it's just like instead of being all like like subtle about it,
Hangama.
Yeah.
Now, did anybody heard what Musharraf has to say? To defend the government for not getting involved?
Didn't he say that like Benazir Bhutto broke the security blanket or the bubble by getting out? He said something like that.
What else? Did anybody hear what Musharraf says?
This is kind of a guess, I guess. I think he was very diplomatic about it. Is that right?
No.
Okay.
Defending the government for being involved. This is the hint. No, go ahead.
That they warned her not to.
No. Defending the government for not being involved. You didn't hear what he said?
Isn't there like an emergency declared like recently, but they had it like removed or something?
They told her not to come.
No. I'm talking about defending the government for not getting involved in our killing. He said, and I want everybody to remember what I'm going to say. Yes?
I'm from a good family or something? I'm from a good family.
No. He said, you will never find anybody in our security or our intelligence that they will find a single person who will kill himself for that. You remember, what's his name? Politically right or politically wrong or whatever? What's his name?
Politically correct.
What's his name?
Stephen Colbert?
No, the guy, Maher.
Oh, Bill Maher.
Yeah, when he said, how could you call the people who blew up the planes in 9/11 cowards?
Who called them cowards?
They called them cowards. This is a cowardly attack on the United States. He said, how could you call them cowards? Can you go in a plane and blow something if you are not coward? But the thing of it is, he said, you will never find anybody working for the intelligence or working for the government who will blow himself up in an action like this. Take it from there. Make a comment on that comment. Yes? Okay.
I don't know, that kind of just makes it look like the government's more suspicious, right?
Government's cowards?
Well, we know the government is coward.
Exactly.
The government.
Practically all governments are cowards.
Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is, why would the government of Pakistan benefit from killing Benazir Bhutto? Benazir Bhutto really, if she ran an election anywhere, she would never win.
Yeah.
Even a minority, 100 place in anywhere in Pakistan. Yes.
Wasn't one candidate gone?
From what?
She wouldn't win anyways.
From what? Is she really a candidate?
No, and I have things.
Is she really a candidate?
No, she's kind of like a fluffy candidate, like.
Fluffy?
Yeah, you know.
She's just there.
So we have fluffy candidate and what others?
Token.
Stocky candidate?
You know, like the hard, like the real. I don't know.
Hard candy.
According to my dad, if she wasn't assassinated and she would partake in the election, she would it would all backfire on her. But I mean.
Have you noticed when they bring her on TV here, it's only few people around her. It's not really what they say, people on the streets walking for her or doing this for her. It's not. Yes.
Well, when my dad, when he was younger, like when he was in med school, he was in Pakistan, and like that was like back before she got exiled and stuff, and like.
That's tough.
Yeah. So well, before she got exiled, UAC and stuff, and so when he said like when she came to, she was doing a speech in his town or something, and like near where he lived. So the entire streets were like clogged with people from here, so it might have been popular before.
Okay. Because I'm going to bring an issue now. We have two brothers here who are wearing jibab, right? Yeah. And we just found out that this guy never cracked the book to read it.
You shouldn't be wearing.
And this brother, he really only read, what, 5 or 10 pages. And if we ask him, don't take it personal, okay? Why are you wearing a jibab?
Why am I wearing it?
Yes.
The way I've heard it is someone explained it is like foundation and you brought up with those who you love and those who you associate with. So I was saying that the fact of showing them about being in the and each other I'm associated with others who have worn this. Like,
Who wore this?
Like the Sahaba and like
You think they wore this? I don't think none of the Sahaba wore this.
None of the Sahaba wore this. It's actually African, right? It's
This one?
Yeah, I heard that the jilbab or thobe is actually African.
Africa? No.
Yeah.
Well, let's agree on one thing. It never was worn by the Sahaba. Never was worn by the Sahaba. But you know, here's what happens. You see the brothers, they wear it because they want to say, I'm a Muslim. And they put a kufi, I'm a very good Muslim. Or I'm a very Muslim. Now, this is, would you, just the two of you, what are you going to tell Prophet Muhammad when you stand in front of him and tell him about that I have asked you to read the book many, many times, and you didn't read the book? And that's what you want to be with? This is the way, you see here, this is what boiling on, this is the reason for the defeat of the Muslim Ummah. Because the best of the Muslim Ummah, the best he can do is, I want to wear and look like the people are going to be in Jannah, so I'll be in Jannah with them. You have to work harder on that, brother. This is the way look like? Because we look like Muslims. Our names look like Muslims. Even we do things like Muslims, like some of us pray and what have you. And even some of us wear hijab. But are we really Muslims? And this is the question. Are we really Muslims? You play basketball, don't you?
Me?
No, you, not me. You do, kind of. You have a video game?
Somewhat.
What do you mean somewhat? You mean somewhat means what?
Yes.
What about you, brother? Video games.
Yes.
In the last 3 months, how many hours have you spent on the video games?
Ouch.
At least 1 hour?
Yeah.
You would say at least 1 hour. Means what? In 1 hour, how many pages can you read in 1 hour? Even if you are bored.
40, 50.
Yeah. How many pages can you read in 1 hour?
Oh, 50.
50. This means if he read 10, then it's only 1/5. This means he only spent 10-15 minutes in the last 3 months on that book. While at least every one of you have spent at least minimum 1 hour on doing nothing. And 1 hour on doing ridiculous things. And 1 hour watching TV. And at least 1 hour goofing off. And at least 1 hour on the phone. And at least 1 hour just sitting, not knowing who you are or where you are or what you are. But somehow, some way, you did not force yourself. You did not motivated yourself to read the book. So if you think there is an outside power, and there is conspiracy theories, and there is enemies of Islam, trying to defeat them, trying to put them down, what have you, it's wrong. Hey, somebody. The real enemies of Islam are who?
Him.
It's us. Especially these two guys. Especially these two guys. Especially these two guys. Who wears hijab? And in daily, you wear hijab? You wear hijab? You wear hijab. You are the first enemies of Islam. Because Islam is not just a look. It's just not look like somebody. Islam is actions. Islam is positiveness. Islam is work. Islam is advancement. It's not just coming to school. Why you come to school for? Why you come to school? To learn what? What did you learn? No, what did you learn so far in your 11th year in school?
Oh my gosh, so much.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I learned a lot. But you know something? You did not learn the first thing about Islam. Is what? Islam is what? Commitment. You know what Islam means? The word Islam means what?
Submission.
Submission. Submission means commitment. Commitment. I'm committed to this deen. I'm committed to this deen. You know? Of course you want to be with the Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, right? What was his name? Nickname. Al-Amin. And what? As-Sadiq Al-Amin. Sadiq means what? When he says something, he tells the truth. And when he promised something, he will what? He will do it. How many of you guys, I got your promise that you're going to read the book? Did you read the book? No. So this means what? You broke the first thing about Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, which is when he promised to do something, he will do it. Anybody remember the story when somebody told him he's going to meet him the next day? And he waited for him, and the guy didn't show up. He stayed there for a day waiting for the person. Stayed there for a day waiting for the person. You know, guys, when we really go beyond the looks and look at Islam, this is a commitment and submission to God. And what? I have been chosen. I want everybody now to go and make a report on the last verse of Surah Al-Hajj. Last verse of Surah Al-Hajj. I'm going to go over it quickly with you guys. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وجاهدوا في الله حق جهاده. Struggle for Allah, the proper jihad. You don't have a paper, you don't have a pencil. Oh, you're stunned by me, yeah? Yeah, you know. جاهدوا في الله حق جهاده. Struggle in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's cause, the proper, the real, the exact jihad. Why? هو اجتباكم. He has selected you. He has handpicked you. Anybody who become a Muslim, you think because they want to be a Muslim only? Only because they want to be a Muslim? Or because God have let them become a Muslim? He allowed them to be a Muslim. There is nothing in the world that happens without God's permission. So anybody who wants to be something without the permission of God will never happen. That's why we said in many du'as, Man yahdihi Allah wa huwa al-muhtadi. Whoever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide him, he will be guided. But that person wants to be guided, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows he's sincere, he will let him be guided. Not that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pick and choose, because this would be injustice and unfairness. Huwa ijtabakum. He has selected every one of us who said, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. وَمَا جَعَلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ مِنْ حَرَجٍ. He have not made this deen, this way of life, to be embarrassing to you or hardship on you. مِلَّةَ أَبِيكُمْ إِبْرَاهِيم. This is the same message that came from Ibrahim alayhi salam, which is God is one, and we have to submit to His will. هُوَ سَمَّاكُمُ الْمُسْلِمِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِ. He have called you and named you Muslimin from before. وَفِي هَذَا. And in this Quran also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called us Muslimin. And the reason is what? Just to wear jilbab? Just to wear hijab? No. لِيَكُونَ الرَّسُولُ عَلَيْكُمْ شَهِيدًا. So Allah, our Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, will be a witness over you, and you're going to be witness over mankind. فَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةِ. Establish prayers. And when it says إِقَامَةُ الصَّلَاةِ, prayers is the institution of prayers. Means it has to be a place where you can make adhan and you can pray safely and peacefully, and everybody will recognize that. وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةِ. And then pay zakat. Salah, just for you guys to, it's the phone. Everyone who has a phone, cell phone. What do you do to your phone? You leave it without charge, or you charge it? So this is the salah. We charge ourselves with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala 5 times. To what? To get the charge. But to do the work is the next thing. Because a phone, charged phone without being used is dead. And a phone without a charge is also dead. وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةِ. Pay zakat. What? Because we have to charge each other. We have to make sure that I feel that he needs money. And he feels that I need something. وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِاللَّهِ. And take your refuge, take your support, take your protection from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's the best supporter and the best alive.